Hello everybody and welcome to today's live album reaction. So I'm happy to say that we have had a request, a donation to go with it. Let's have a look at it now. So Brett and everybody else can hopefully see the screen. So it's come through from QQ Kachu. Hi guys, really enjoyed your Offspring reactions. Could you do their latest album from 2024 called Supercharged? And it came along with a very generous $20 donation, so thank you very much for that. And we will of course react to Supercharged for you. And yeah, I think I'm really fond of Offspring for what we've done of them. We have actually also recently reacted to a song of theirs, which is going to go onto our main channel, and I should imagine hopefully it's already up by the time you're watching this. Although there was some issues with copyright, hopefully it'll be okay. I need to kind of block out the video itself, kind of blur it or cover it. But yeah, Offspring, I'm a fan. What about you, Backstreet Brett?
Yeah, for someone who had very little knowledge of and only one song I knew at the time, quite liked, and didn't think I would like a lot of the other stuff, but yeah, quite surprised actually how diverse they've been in some places as well. I think the early stuff was a bit samey, but understandable because that's just probably them finding themselves here. But yeah, intrigued. They've been coming all this year now. We've got more recent stuff, so be interesting to see if they've kept more to what they've been known for, or like we did Arctic Monkeys, where they had a whole sort of dramatic bit of a change up. So it'd be interesting to see. Well, I get the theme is probably going to be quite similar to what we've been doing, hence probably why been asked to listen to it. We enjoyed their previous stuff, but yeah, always interested, like for bands been going for so long, what they're currently doing and how they're keeping things fresh, or how they're just generally doing things.
Yeah. So let's get into it then. Just a second. How do I do this? Brett, tell me if you can see the Spotify page.
It's just coming through. It's now through.
Okay, so it's a short album at 32 minutes, although it does have 10 songs on it, so it is quite action-packed. It's just, yeah, I suppose short-ish songs. Although some of them, I don't know, they're like over 3 minutes. There's a 4-minute 19 one.
4-minute one, yeah.
So, okay, let's see what this is about. Looking out for number one is going to kick us off. You up for it?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, Brett, if you can't hear, let me know. Do you want to go through this one first?
Oh, go on, I'll take odd numbers this time. Yeah, what an opening track we had there. Um, yeah, this kind of embedded quite a lot of, I think, generally a lot of the stuff we've liked about the Offspring, where it's this kind of sort of the stuff that we have liked today is that kind of sort of real mix of punk, pop, and even this one, I think a bit more. This one had a bit more rock elements to it there, but it's never too over the top or too hardcore for our sort of listening ears, or especially yours, I would say. And yeah, in this field, I had all of it from there. It was upbeat enough, but not too upbeat. Head boppy enough there. Um, Very distinctive Offspring. Like again, just very sounds much like that. Nothing there. Yeah, like I said, I think this song just encapsulates just all the elements that we've enjoyed of the Offspring so far. Again, no idea if it was a release song, but I feel like without even hearing any of the others, this could be. And if it's not, it's definitely one of the. It sounds like it could be a good album song on the album. That's for sure. But yeah, I really quite like that.
Yeah. So you mentioned it there, but people who are not familiar with our channel, yeah, I'm not one that's really into kind of rock too much or anything too heavy. And I think you made a good point there. I think the reason why I like Offspring is because they do have that sort of mix of like punk, but with elements of pop in there, and it's not too extreme. And yeah, I think this song's a good example of that, because at times it did feel very sort of, like you said, kind of rocky and punky, but there were other parts of it where it felt a bit more poppy, but also like kind of like what's the word? You know how we react to what's his name? That guy, I can't remember his name now. Actually, I think I've got a reaction of his ready to do.
Tommy Johansson.
Tommy Johansson. You know, like Tommy
okay.
Hansen brings in that kind of like comedy factor. I kind of felt it with this song when it was going number one. You know, that kind of voice bit, that kind of like looking out for number one. It just gave it that sort of, took away the sort of like, made it feel a bit less serious. And I think that was really good. I think that was really clever. And I just felt this song went through sort of transitions. It kind of, I don't know. I liked it. It's not one of my favourites, I'd say, out from the Offspring overall, but a good solid start. So let's go on to the next one, which is Light It Up. first. Yeah, this one I didn't like as much. I think we were just talking there about how we like Offspring as they have that sort of combination of like, you know, punk, pop. But this one didn't really have that. It was very punky, right, from the word go. It stuck. It was I felt like it was a more simple song, say, than the last one. Last one I said was quite transitional, had different parts to it, a bit more complex. Whereas this one was just I don't know, like what you see is what you get kind of thing. I don't know, just like taken straight through, same kind of style, more traditional punk. So nothing wrong with that, but just didn't really get on as well with this one as the previous track, and also a lot of the other Offspring songs that I like. So yeah, it was still head boppy though. I was still like bopping along, but not one of my favourites, if I'm being honest. What about you?
Yeah, so we went straight into it, didn't it? And as you said, yeah, very punk rock traditional. Felt like probably reminds me more like when we did their first album. The songs were quite short, they were quite samey. There wasn't much sort of variation to it, and very probably similar to like this. But as you said, but despite that, still found it head boppy. Also kind of like sort of fake drums, even holding a pencil here. Like imagine trying to pretend to play the drums with something like that there. Um, and all I could think was like the game, like Tony Hawk Skateboarding, just feels like a song that would come on for that particular game and just be fun on there. But yeah, but I said before, as hardcore punk rock it kind of was, I said it was still. This was still. I said no, it's not enjoyable as probably the last song or other Offspring songs we've done, but I still found I could listen to that. I still found myself bopping along to it to there. But yeah, maybe if we went to like 3 minutes 30, it might have said something maybe a bit different. But yeah, still all right so far.
Track 3 is The Fall Guy. Right, Backstreet Brett, go for it.
It's funny. Ever since you now mentioned Tommy Johansson, now I hear the song. All I can think about is Tommy Johansson lead singing for a lot of this stuff here. Yeah, so this is now kind of almost like a mix of those last two songs, where it still felt, it was probably more samey in comparison to the first song, as in terms of not that much variation
Same as
to
the
it.
first song, the sort of the second song.
So in sense of, sorry, yeah, same as the previous song, in that sort of sameness, but with a little bit of differentiation to the first one, but a bit more trying to be like the first one, where it felt a bit more. I'm going to use the word palatable, but I can't think of something different that there. But again, that's sort of upbeat, but really sort of again, toe tapping, head bopping, fake drum playing around that one there. But the thing for me, this one I really liked was the sort of chorus. It kind of reminds me like sort of like an 80s rock kind of sound of it there with the other singers sort of there, and it was almost not like using a voice enhancer, but it had a kind of different kind of sound to it. Yeah, it felt very 80s with that one there. So yeah, like I said, so it's kind of a mix between the last two songs we had there. But I very much enjoyed that one more so than the previous one. And I said it's just not as diverse and probably not as commercial as probably the first one. But yeah, again, very very dry. The vocals also a lot clearer on this one, even though no idea what's really being sung about. I don't think it makes much difference. So we're probably not going to talk a lot about that. But the vocals were definitely clearer, whilst the other one, the previous track, was a bit more punk rock, like don't understand even the vocals, what's going on. So yeah, still thumbs up for me for that one.
Yeah, I think I see this in a slightly different way to you. I think we can agree on some things, but yeah, I think this song for me was much more similar to the second track rather than the first track. The first track was probably like you said, maybe a bit more commercial, had a bit more to it in terms of variation, whereas this was just more traditional, like the second track, where it was just started off, upbeat, went upbeat, it was upbeat the whole way through. And I think the reason why, one difference I noticed, and I think the reason why the vocals were clearer on this is because the style, even though I was saying it was similar to the second track, I also think there was a difference as well. Like the second track was just louder in general with more, can't explain it, like more instruments, whereas this one, the vocals were allowed to kind of sing, because it's very fast singing, so he couldn't pick up on what he was saying, but singing about, but it was without extra instrumentals on top of it. So I think, I think that's why I prefer this a little bit slightly to that second track, because it was just a little bit more for me like listenable. It just wasn't quite as punky, maybe not quite. It was punky, but I mean not in the same way as the second track, where that had more, seemed to be louder, more instruments in there. So I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone, but that's kind of my take on it. But I still think I prefer the first track so far, just because it did have a bit more to it overall. These last two tracks have been maybe a little bit too traditional for me. But anyway, let's go to the next one then, which is Make It All Right. I think I'm a little bit worried that like the shorter ones are going to be just more sort of get up and go kind of traditional punk songs, where maybe the songs that are a bit longer might have a bit more to them, but we'll see. This is it. Anyway, the next one is the longest so far, so let's see what this one has.
All I want to do is to fly away with you.
gonna be. Show me the way, never obey. Give me black clouds on a summer day. You know I don't mind you. Supernova too, we're like partners in crime. Say so, away we go. Turn around, you're gonna make it so.
Okay, so first of all, I think I'm going to have to praise myself here because I think I made a comment just before the start of this, and I think I've got this spot on. I clearly said, didn't I? I said the shorter songs are probably going to be more traditional punky because they're just, short and sweet. They do what they do. They do the punk stuff. The longer songs like this one are going to have a bit more to them, and I think I was spot on. Well, so I was maybe speaking a bit too soon.
So far.
Now, it might have looked like I was bopping along there, but it might have turned into a bop, sort of bopping along. But the first part, when I was going like that, I was going, yes, this is it. I wasn't actually bopping along. I was like, yeah, this is more like it. So this is exactly what I like. This is why I say I like, what do you call them? The Offspring, right?
The Offspring.
Because of songs like this, right? Songs like this is exactly kind of my association of them of the songs that I like, right? So we talked about at the beginning of that first track, which we sort of said, yeah, we like them because they're sort of that sort of combination of sort of punk, pop, like it's very sort of, I'm going to keep using that word you use now, sort of palatable, and sort of just listenable for someone like us, particularly like me, who's not so much into the kind of real hard stuff. And I think we got away from that with tracks 2 and 3, right? That was more what they do maybe traditionally, or what we'd call traditional punk, which isn't so much my scene. But this is a perfect example of why I like this band, because just that woman's voice, like I don't even know like why it was in there. Like, I don't know, but I really liked it. I thought it was really good. She'd 3 or 4 times we heard her voice. She said one line. I loved it. And it was just so, I can't explain it. It was just, it wasn't like didn't feel like it was to be taken too seriously, unlike say with tracks 2 and 3, which were more hardcore. It was just a really good blend of that sort of punk pop that we've been talking about. And this would be right up there as one of my favourite, not just the favourite song of the album obviously, but favourite songs I think we've done of theirs so far. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. What about you?
Ooh, wow. Yeah, I don't think I can top what you said there. Listen, I also really liked and really enjoyed it as well. I was surprised with your bopping comment. I thought, where's he going this? I'm surely... but yeah, you obviously did really quite enjoy that. And yeah, like I said, and it's funny, yeah, we almost now feel like we're going to go down this route of almost saying like the 2 different types of Offspring, like their older stuff, the more sort of traditional punky stuff, and then this, which is probably not their new stuff, it's probably stuff they've done before, but effectively the point is being like 2 very distinctive styles of Offspring. So this one, this felt like it's how I sort of knew of the Offspring the first time. So they did a song on American Pie. But again, just had that sort of American teen movie. I can see it appearing out, and it's probably what links to sort of the common use there, where it's not taking itself too seriously. It's a bit more light-hearted and just a bit more fun. Like I said, with like the women's the voice recording bit coming in, and it's weird because it's so distinctive in the sense of in a sense, what I'm trying to say is like almost like it could have been pressed by accident. It wasn't meant to do that, but they did it, and it sort of worked. And we'll just do it again. It's just so doesn't fit with it, but it works so well with it at the same time as well. So yeah, so the Summer Side of Offspring, yeah, very good. Again, very enjoyable, good album song, and so far, they're almost halfway through. It's not doing too badly, I'll say.
Right. Next up is Okay, but This Is the Last Time.
There's just one more thing. While you're running back and forth in my mind, I'll do anything to put the meltdown off for a while. When there's a million things that I'd rather do than to keep from being stuck on you. I'll do anything so I don't get into the back of the line. Oh, you know it's true, I'm living proof. I'm a sucker for you, so here we go again. Take me for a ride. Make me put revenge aside. I'll say no and you'll say yes. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. Take me, darkest Valentine. Make me drink again tonight. I'll say no and you'll say yes. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. Even though I say that I'm gonna stand up to you, it just works this way. Make a separate dinner for you. It turns out that I've got time for that. Who's the boss? Well, we've established that. I'll do anything so I don't get into the back of the line. Oh, you know it's true, I'm living proof. I'm a sucker for you, and I do it all again. Take me, yes, I'll hold your stuff. Break me, too much, not enough. Baby, tell me what you want. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. Take me, dearest Valentine. Make me drink again tonight. I'll say no and you'll protest. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. Even though I say I'll do anything, I'll do anything so I don't get into the back of the line. Oh, you know it's true, I'm living proof. I'm a sucker for you, so here we go again. Take me for a ride. Make me put revenge aside. I'll say no and you'll say yes. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. Take me, darkest Valentine. Make me drink again tonight. I'll say no and you'll say yes. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. I'll say okay, but this is the last time. I'll say okay, but this is the last time.
Right, Backstreet. Brett, you're up first.
Okay. Yes, this has felt a little bit different. Well, it definitely felt more different at the start, and as we got through more of the song, it felt a bit more traditional in parts. I really like that. You said before your previous one, you may have had your favourite track. I feel I'll say this earlier. I think this could be, well, this is my favourite on the album so far, and could be close to one of the favourites of Offspring. I have to go back to this because we had some real good bangers of Offspring ones that we had previously, but this will definitely be up there. Yeah, I said, yeah, definitely kind of had a different feel to it. The vocals were clear, but also not only that, also the meaning of the song was quite clear and obvious, I found, in this one as well. The only nitpick I'm going to have, which feels really was crossing my mind, thinking, because I think when we did their first album, I think we didn't. Well, I didn't realize, especially like sort of how long they've been going and how old they probably were. I'm thinking now this is that recent. Like, it must be a lot older. This feels a very young boy band kind of sort of song to kind of do. Really, doesn't it? It has that kind of sort of feel to it. Because even the lead singer's voice doesn't sound his normal self either. It feels a bit different. From there, but that's me really nitpicking. But besides that, that doesn't change the fact I really like the song, and yeah, even though it might feel weird, yeah, such a teenage boy kind of song to sort of sing, sort of thing. But no, really good. Really like the vocals. Yeah, just like everything about that. Had a nice punk rock, the punk pop rock element that we kind of like in parts there. So the vocals were clear, lyrics were clear through there, and just kind of catching, not over too long, just worked really well for me.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. You touched on the situation with like how old they are, whatever. When we listened to the first track, that very first track, I remember thinking to myself, I didn't say this when I spoke, but I remember thinking, yeah, it sounds like just them being more modern. I think because of that spoken part. Remember that? What was it? The wording of that sort of like voice, that alien type voice, looking out for number one. It just had a slightly more modern feel to it. But I think since then, like since tracks 2 to 5, it's just felt very like, especially this track, like it could have been from like an American Pie movie, right? Like which was from like the 90s or whatever. It doesn't feel like it's a modern day music, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think. I'm absolutely fine with how it is. But it's a good observation. But yeah, I really like this a lot, and this is possibly also my favourite track as well so far, because there's a few things I liked about it. Firstly, it's definitely for me much more in the mould of that previous track 4, than say tracks 2 and 3. Again, it's a longer track, so again, my theory's working. It was like like a proper sort of like, yeah, sort of pop slash punk sort of song. But what I liked about it, what made it powerful for me, is when it gets all sort of like, you know, upbeat, but then they bring it down. I find that so powerful. Just when songs do that, when a song comes down and you kind of, I can't explain it. You know what I mean? And then it builds itself up again, and it was always sort of like a sort of orchestral part as well that appeared at one part as well, which I really liked. And I just found this a really powerful song. Really liked it. Really good. We're very much now in my element when we're talking about the Offspring, about what I like about the Offspring. It's very much these last 2 tracks. Now I get it's not going to be that the whole way through. Like there's going to be some more very punky tracks that are not so much my thing, but I'm okay with that. I like a bit of variety, and I'm just glad whatever happens for the rest of this album, there's a couple of tracks there that I think are really good. So we're on to a winner already. So next up is Truth in Fiction. It's only 2 minutes, so according to my theory.
Is that your prediction? Yeah, you're going for it. You're going. Yeah.
Of course I am. Yeah. It's going to be hardcore. All right, hardcore. Let's go for it.
With premium,
Oh no, it's not. It's
very
soft.
Without hearing ads, or download your playlist to listen.
Female voice as well.
You can also play your favorite songs
There we go, yeah.
in any order, with the freedom to
I feel like be at the roulette wheel. It's like all your money here on black.
your audio,
Let's be.
your control. Tap the banner to learn more.
What did I tell you?
Hang on, we're only 30 seconds in.
Yeah, I didn't like that one, unsurprisingly. Yeah, I think as well it is more difficult after two bangers as well to sort of come down to this. So I don't know. I reckon this is. It's hard to say because I can't remember exactly tracks 2 and 3. I think track 3 I definitely preferred. It was a bit more listenable. Track 2, I don't know. It was a long time ago. It feels like a long time ago to listen to it. But it's more like on par with that. I didn't really enjoy that song. Yeah, this just wasn't for me. I don't really think I need to say that much. I think I've already made myself clear why I'm not really into this and prefer some of the other songs. It's just too hardcore punk for me. So yeah, I'll pass. What about you?
Yeah, listen, I totally get where you're coming from there, and I can't disagree. I also prefer other previous tracks that we had in comparison to this one, and yeah, this is very similar to track 2. But I still, for one-off song, if it was to come, if I had this random on playlist, I don't think it would be too bad. It helps there to be a couple of minutes long. That's that's a very helping thing to it there. But again, like one of the I can't remember which one is. I made a comment on it where, again, the chorus almost has this sort of 80s rock feel to it. It's almost like the band's sort of voiced up slightly and sort of singing the sort of the truth in fiction bit. So it's got a little something to take the edge off it a little bit. So yeah, not as enjoyable as some of the others. I thought it was a one-off. Could I listen to a full album of just that? No. I probably struggle, but I just probably have to enjoy that. But what song I think as a punk rock one-off, I still find myself toe tapping, head bopping a little bit to that, and can find some nice little elements from there. But maybe I'm just being kinder because I quite enjoy stuff that Offspring have been doing, so maybe give them a bit of slack from there. So yeah, not as good as the others, but it could have been a lot worse in my opinion.
Okay, well let's hope your internet connection improves by the time the next song finishes. Anyway, we're moving on to Come to Brazil. It's a long one, the longest so far, so I'm expecting an absolute banger from this one. Let's see. It's an odd, so I think that's you, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm the odd numbers this week.
Go on then.
Oh my word. Okay, okay. Waffle spoiler alert, waffling incoming here. Let's start off maybe with that final bit. Just because it's fresh in my mind there, that's all ole ole bit. Where does that come from? I mean, this is a very much I was going to say at the start, like an experimental song. The reason I said that because I was thinking, oh, did he think they got asked to like do like a World Cup song when Brazil were hosting the World Cup, and this was their entry for doing that? Come to Brazil and bringing that sort of Ole bit into it, and I realised it's 10 years too late after when Brazil hosted the World Cup. But yeah, so many different strange elements we had across this one here. I think for me, the distinctive thing again, maybe because I've just got it on my mind and now I can't get off it. Again, this sort of 80s rock thing, but this one more so like, again, I get the drummer is quite messed up, so you might have to tell me, like, is it like power rock or power metal elements we had in that one there with like the non-vocals, which came through, and then obviously there was still this underlying sort of punk rock elements. We had these sort of fast punk rock bits, and then it sort of slowed down to these sort of epic power rock metal bits just for the chorus, which I thought were great, really really good. And then to top it all off, the whole sort of with the title of the song, the lit, like for something that's so out there and epic and very all the punk rock ones we've never really picked up much there. This one I kind of sort of could hear and understand exactly what they were singing about. It felt more like not like a parody song, but more like it could have been one of their more poppy, more light-hearted ones we've had previously. Felt didn't quite match up with the other sort of punk rock ones that we've had. And it's all sort of bigging up with Brazil and yeah, just mixture stuff. But saying all that, there's quite a lot of it I quite enjoyed from that. Yeah, really, really, real strange one. And I'm not quite sure how to make it out, apart from the classic me of saying this is I felt like the experimental song of the album. But I like the difference in putting that. There's still punk rock. There's still the rock elements and light-hearted but seriousness as well, and sort of very Offspring like. So yeah, that is the my waffling done from there. So hopefully you can do a bit better than that.
I'll try. So my theory still stands, right, where the longer songs just, I guess it's logical, they just have more to them in the sense of there's more variation, but because they're longer, that's likely to be the case. It doesn't have to be. You could have a long song where it's also just very kind of, I don't know, samey. The difference with this one though is that if the other longer songs have been sort of what I would class as sort of pop punk rock, this is rock / punk rock. So there were parts of it I thought as I listened to the Scorpions, I don't know, it felt very like traditional sort of rock or like 80s rock sort of that kind of period, or like you were saying sort of that power metal, I guess, power rock. It didn't have that sort of pop feel to it. And yeah, this one just really caught my attention, my ears' attention. It was just really weird, like out there, and the chorus was really unusual as well. It was like a slow down. The chorus was like really slow. Come to Brazil. It was really unusual. But I was like in two minds, right, the whole way through. I was like, I don't know, do I actually like this though? It's really weird. It's really unusual. So it's really got my attention. But then when that Ole Ole bit came, I was like, you know what? That's done it for me. I like this song now.
That's over the line.
Yeah, it got me over the line. I don't know. I like that because it's sort of, we heard the sort of Ole Ole part just in terms of the tune. I was like, oh, this is Ole Ole. Then he started singing it. So, and I guess yeah, just because it's Brazil, we associate Brazil with, I don't know, sort of the sun, the sea. It just kind of worked. I don't know. It's just a peculiar one. But I liked it overall. Pretty interesting. So the next track then is Get Some. So I didn't like this one. I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to explain this one. First, I thought it was kind of a bit like some of those straight out punk ones, but it was just sort of not so hardcore. It was sort of slowed down, wasn't as loud. But then, to be fair, there was some like sort of change up parts as well. It did feel quite sort of traditional rock as well in parts. Certainly wasn't on the pop side at all. But if I compare it to the last track was a lot longer and it had a lot more happening, more experimental, as you said. Whereas this one was just a bit not bland, but it just wasn't really for me. Not my sort. I get the fact that what are they called again? The Offspring have a lot of sort of styles to them, and this is not the sort of style that I'm into personally. Like for example, the previous track you talked about a sort of kind of maybe some of the others a kind of humorous element to them as well, not to be taken too seriously. I didn't feel it with this one. Yeah, not for me. What about you?
Yeah, it's a hard one to sort of answer as well, because again, compared to some of the other ones, yeah, I don't prefer this one as much. I did again see similarities with the previous one, just in the sense of, again, like the point you made, more sticking to like the punk rock and rock element rather than the pop side of things from there. Even though there were the elements of like the sort of the woo woo bits, sort of again, just sort of peeping through in parts just to keep it engaged there. But again, it comes back to I think it was like the Truth and Fiction one. Yeah, even though it's quite punk rocky and not my favorite thing, I'm giving credit to Offspring because at least they've won me on side, I guess. And I think if there's anyone else, probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. And I do stand. I think as a one-off track, I don't want to say like, I don't want to use the words like, I'll just be able to put up with it and get through it. But so I think the real element of it to get to enjoy of that one there, but yeah, effectively it's just not enjoyable for me as the other stuff of theirs that like you said there. But I think there are elements where it can be quite catchy. They are trying to get something from it, and I do see and do get things from it there, just not enough to like and compare to others. But I would give it time if it came on.
How complimentary of you. Right, okay. Let's go to the next one. Hanging by a thread.
I can see the way it burns right before my eyes. I can feel this fear return every single night.
to you.
Yeah, I'm really going to ask you initially about your theory of this length of time, because it's kind of on the cusp of almost being a short song and on the verge of being a longer song, where it would come under your sort of theory of punk or pop. But because this started like it was going to be very punky and keep that throughout like one of the previous tracks there. But once we got past sort of halfway, there was definitely elements where it sort of changed up in bits like you like when the song goes a bit softer or not necessarily quieter, but there's less. There was like less instrumentals and focus on the lyrics to just sort of almost like a way of bringing it down and then bringing it back up again, which we know you've said that you quite like. And I do as well, actually. I think it works really well in the song here. So the point being, there was enough again in that one to kind of be better than just the sort of, we keep calling it like the hardcore 2-minute pop punk rock ones. Yeah, so it hints of, whilst the other previous ones had maybe tiny bits of pop, this had a bit more of those elements to make it a bit more enjoyable for me there. So even though very much a punk rock heavy-ish kind of song, and nothing there to really be one of the better ones of that caliber in my list there. So originally thought it was just a classic Tony Hawk game type one, but it did turn me around over halfway through, and I think that could be up there, to be honest. It's a real nice, what I kind of like of the Offspring as well, in comparison to obviously the real poppy kind of really good fun ones as the Offspring goes. This feels like Offspring style like elements of it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. So like when I'm in my head, what am I thinking as the song's going on? What sort of positioning is this, or like where does it belong compared to the others? So definitely similarities with those short, pure punk songs. But for me, this is like, so yeah, it's not on that pop side. It's not that kind of it's more sort of serious punk, proper punk. However, like you said, it had more to it than that. It wasn't just pure like all the way through one level. It did change up. And because of the length of the song as well, it's almost 3.5 minutes. For me, this was a complete song. Obviously, I don't know what songs on here have been released, what haven't. This to me sounded like it could be like a good hit. Sounded like a proper release song. As it might not be, it might be wrong, but it just seemed to have. I can imagine this doing well in the charts, right? Because it had its chorus, it had a part where it slowed down, so it was a proper full-on punk song, but as like a, how can I say, like a, but as like a unit, like it has its in a full part. It wasn't, like I say, it wasn't just a pure like what you see is what you get, pure punk. That's it. Nothing else is happening. There were elements to it, so. It's not as I said, it's not my favourite type of style of theirs. I like their stuff that's a little bit maybe not quite so serious or has more sort of pop elements to it. But saying that, I thought this was a good solid track. Like I said, I can imagine this being a hit. And if we're putting it in that sort of pure punk type genre that we've had on this album, this would definitely be the best of that lot for sure. So I quite liked it. But it's not really my sort of style that I'm into of the Offspring, if that makes sense. So the last track then is You Can't Get There From Here. Okay, so yeah, it was an interesting track. It was, I suppose, like a sort of soft punk song, not really with the sort of pop elements, or it certainly didn't have any rock elements to it. You know, like the stuff we were talking about earlier in some of those earlier songs. It was just very punky, but in a very soft, palatable way for people who are not maybe so much into the hardcore stuff. I mean, this is very listenable, so I quite liked it. It also had that feel like the previous song of, I could imagine it being a released song, because I thought it was like a sort of complete package, obviously in terms of length and just the style of it. So yeah, listen, it was no bumping in my trunk or whatever it was called out of that song we did, but it was solid. It was a good, solid song. So yeah, like I say, with the Offspring, there's certain types of songs I like, and I'd say I would put this in that sort of borderline category, this one, because it's like, it's maybe not quite poppy enough in a way, but it's not overly punky, overly too loud and hardcore. So I quite liked it, I would say. A good solid song on this album. So a good solid way to finish the album for me. What about you?
Yeah, I'll start with that sort of endpoint. Yeah, real good, solid song for the album, and yeah, real nice way to end it. And I think, yeah, you good analogy of like sort of, it's like a soft punk kind of rock kind of song. The start of it reminds me a little bit, sounding a bit like Green Day. I mean, Green Day definitely done some softer, rocker, slightly punky songs as well. So I can see that kind of feel for that one there. Yeah, I actually quite liked it. Again, got something a little bit different, and as you said, it wasn't too hardcore punky. Obviously wasn't it just had this sort of nice kind of undertone kind of feel to it, and that's why I said I quite like the term of like being like a soft punk rock kind of, it's like their version of doing like a ballad in a way. And yeah, and I liked it because it still sounded very distinctive. I know I said sounding Green Day at the start, but as you go into it, a bit more distinctive Offspring, and reminds me a little bit of the first track, not in the same sort of style, just again I think 'cause it had these kind of different elements of what I've liked of Offspring brought together into one song. So again, yeah, a really, really good sorry, I think I would struggle to probably rank a lot of some of these ones here, 'cause I think there's a whole group of them which are quite, I've said, if they came on a playlist, happily enjoyable, listen to them, and they're quite good as well. And this is definitely on the upper end of that, really. But yeah, nice sort of way to end this particular album.
Okay, do you want to sum up then?
Yeah, if I can a little bit on from there. So overall, a real positive, and again, thanks ever so much for the recommendation. Obviously, getting to understand us a little bit better from there, really, because again, I'll go back to the start where just knew so little of the Offspring, and like I said, the one or two songs that I knew of theirs I liked, but for generally a lot of the rest of the stuff I wouldn't. I've been so surprised how much of their stuff I've actually really quite liked, and how varied in parts has been as well. Definitely, some standout songs from this. An album I would happily listen to again, and I think a lot of the songs are on par. I know there's ones at the lower end of the threshold, but like I said, for me, because it's Offspring, I would give them the benefit of the doubt, would happily listen to those ones which weren't as high up there. I feel like that was it track 5, yeah, the OK one. The OK, not it was okay, it was better than OK, but it's called OK. Yeah, but this is the last time. I think that will go strong onto a playlist for sure. And probably will give another chance to listen to the album without having to be so focused on it, and see what other of the songs sort of pique my interest again to maybe go on a playlist. So, but yeah, otherwise, yeah, real positive. For a 10-track album, again, most of those were above average for sure. So that's a real big plus there. And like I said, even the ones below average, I would still give a time of day for it there. So yeah, really enjoyed that.
Good. Yeah, so I think I also really enjoyed this. I know that's easy to say, like when someone's donated to us, but I do genuinely mean that, because I've already been quite interested in the Offspring since being kind of introduced to them. We've done a few albums now, a few individual songs as well on our other channel, and they really do intrigue me. I just love the variety they've got, and I think we found that a lot in this particular album as well. The variety there, so in just 10 songs, it did so much, right? We had those songs I wasn't so keen on, those pure, short, very punky songs. Then we had other things, a few more pop elements, then some very rocky kind of stuff. Just so much variety. I really like that. Well, we always say that. We always love a bit of variety on albums, and you certainly get it with this one. And in terms of like standout tracks for me, definitely tracks 4, 5. I would say, like I say, I really quite like that "Come to Brazil" by the end of it. I thought that was really interesting. And there are some other sort of decent ones there, like "Hanging by a Thread," I thought, in the last track as well, from what I remember. Yeah, it was just those kind of like more hardcore punk ones that I wasn't really digging so much, really. And I think another thing I want to say as well, which we did kind of touch on earlier, and it's not a negative, it doesn't bother me one bit, it just doesn't feel like a modern day album. Obviously we don't know when they recorded this. It might, for all we know, they could have recorded these songs years ago and released the album now, right? Put them all together, who knows? But apart from maybe that first track where I said it felt a little bit modern, every other single track on it could be like from 20 years ago, to be honest. It really could have been, or even longer. Normally, like with music, you can sort of feel what sort of time period they're from. But yeah, this just felt quite traditional, I would say. Quite old. But like I say, I don't mind that. I don't need something brand new, or I don't know, absolutely fine with that. But I just think that's just something that I can take away from this. So really enjoyed that. Kind of never knew what was going to come next. So yeah, excellent. So thank you very much for the suggestion, and of course the kind donation. We appreciate that. So just to let everybody else know as well that if you do have a request for us, if you make a donation to our channel, we will guarantee and prioritize that reaction request for you, just like we've done with this one. So we only received the donation today, and we've recorded it straight away on the same day. So anything else to add before we finish, Backstreet Brett?
No, I think we'll leave it on that one there.
Okay, so thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye.